Hey guys, it's Diana here, and we are going to make the around the block hoodie today. This is such a great pattern. Lots of color blocking. It's beautiful, and I can't wait to make it with you. I'm a little scared about the grommets because I've never made them before. Okay, I lie. I just made one side because I'm going to make the other side with you, but literally that was my first time successfully making a grommet. So I was a little bit scared, but there's nothing to it. It's super easy. So we're going to do this together, and we got it. Okay, so a lot of this stuff I already did on one side of the pattern, but I'm doing exactly the same thing on the other side just for sake of time. But what I did is I labeled all my pieces, and I kept the pattern pieces attached. And I label them because it's easy when you're doing piecing together, when you're doing all the different color blocking, it's so easy to get mixed up with what's the right, what's the left, what's the top, what's the bottom, what's the front, what's the back, what's the back, what's the front, you know? So I just made sure I labeled everything. And before I brought it out here, I laid it all out on my floor, on my mat, and made sure that it was going to fit correctly. I just wanted to make sure, so I wasn't finished with my project and all of a sudden, that thing was upside down. So just make sure you do that because it can get really confusing when you're color blocking. So we're gonna start, and this is one of my sleeves. This is actually sleeve style 1, which is one side. I already did my sleeve on the other side, and it's gonna be exactly the same thing, just different shapes on the pattern pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the middle and the top, and I'm going to right sides together. See, here's my pattern pieces. I'm going to put them outside as I go. And so right sides up, I'm going to attach those two. So I am meeting the raw edges. And like I said, I already did this portion to my other sleeve, so we just do the same thing. Attach the middle piece to the top piece. Okay. Then I'm gonna attach my bottom sleeve to it, to my middle sleeve, going at the middle, making sure that point meets right there at the middle, and going all the way out. Guys, I am excited. This is such a cute pattern. You guys know I get excited about a lot of things, but this one I'm really excited about. So cute, and I've seen it on everyone that I've seen it on is just, oh my gosh, it makes me want to make a ton of them. And I'm so excited because I heard that the children's version is coming up as well, so woo, I'll be matching my boy. Okay, so we're going all the way, and we're sewing that bottom sleeve to the middle sleeve at the raw edge. All right, and now I'm going to go ahead and steam those. I rolled over my cord. There we go. Now, if you want to top stitch, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to. I did get a cover stitch, but I'm kind of scared to do that. I've done hems, but I'm kind of scared to cover stitch because I feel like I need to learn how to do it straight and not go. Okay, so we did the sleeve. Like I said, I did the same thing to the other sleeve. I just attached middle to top and middle to bottom. Now I'm gonna do my bodice. Here's my middle piece of my bodice. Oh no, that's my bottom piece, sorry. Here's my middle piece. And here's my top piece. And I do have them all labeled because like I said, I did not want to get confused. And I already did my my back part. Here's my back part. So let me go ahead and do the front. So I've got my top piece, and I'm going to attach my middle piece to my top piece. And you want to make sure that that's the right way. See how the arm goes out like this? So I know that this is the right side, okay? So you don't attach it this way. You see what I'm saying? I see that this is right here. So always before you attach anything, just kind of take a look at it and make sure that it makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, then it probably isn't right, and you want to turn it around and try the other way before you go ahead and attach, and then you finish up your project and you end up seeing that, oh gosh, that did not make sense. I shouldn't have done that. Then you have to bring out the, gosh, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on the name of that stupid tool that I don't like to use, but I get to use often. This tool that picks your threads. It's called I can't remember. You're probably yelling at me right now. It's called, insert name there. That's really gonna bother me now. I'm gonna be thinking about it the whole time. Probably gonna end up sewing this wrong because I can't remember what it's called. Okay, now I'm gonna steam this. The thread picker. It's not the thread picker, it's the, what is it called? Guys, seriously? Okay, now I'm gonna attach the bottom of my front piece. Again, I'm looking at it, making sure it makes sense. The slant is going this way, that makes sense. I'm gonna go ahead and attach it right sides together. I'm literally sitting here thinking about what that's called. How can I not remember what that's called? I keep thinking thread picker in my mind. Why do I keep saying that? Ugh. Seam ripper! Thank you, whoever told me and finally got it through to me. Well, you've been yelling at me the whole time, and I got it. I heard you loud and clear. Seam ripper. I hate that thing. Ugh. Only because I use it a lot. Not because it's not helpful, because it is helpful. But anyway. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to sew this together. This is kind of out of my comfort zone. I'm usually a dark color person. I like to sew everything black and stripes. So I've been doing a lot of flowers lately, and this is like light. But you know what? My house is very light. All my colors at my house are very light. Just my clothing choices are always dark. I don't know why. So as I'm sewing for myself, I've been kind of branching out and doing the lighter colors. So yeah. All right, so here's my front piece coming along. Oh, it's gonna be so pretty, I can't wait. And so now I'm gonna go ahead and attach the back and the front together. So we're meeting them at the shoulders. Gonna go ahead and sew those shoulders together. And like I said, I did the exact same thing to the back, attaching the layers, middle to top, middle to bottom. If you want a top stitch, you're more than welcome to between each step. It gives it more of a finished, you know, look. I'm not brave enough to do that yet. Maybe one day. And then we're gonna go ahead and do the other sleeve. Not sleeve, shoulder seam, sorry. Alright, so my shoulders are attached, and now I'm going to go ahead and do attach my sleeves. Okay, now you have to make sure that the sleeves make sense. See how there's a lot of teal on this side and there's teal and purple on this side. So I'm going to grab my sleeves, and there's a lot of teal on this one. It's all teal till the end, so I know that's not this sleeve. So here's my other sleeve that's just got a little bit of teal. I'm going to go fold it in half and find the top, find the middle. Here it is. And just notching it because that's just what I do. And here's my middle, where my top, my seam for my shoulders. And then I'm going to go ahead and go down, and I want to match my seams so that they match up nicely once I sew them up. So that's where I'm matching up right now. I'm going to go ahead and match up those seams, and then I'm going to go all the way down. But I'm matching up my seams first because I want my seams to have a seamless, get it? Feel to them. So I don't want them to be off. And, you know, knowing how I sew, they probably will be a little bit off. But if I pin the seam, then I feel like there's more of a chance that I will do it right. Maybe. All right, let me go ahead and sew this sleeve, and then I'll pin the other sleeve, and we'll go over there. Usually I like to pin both sleeves, but I just want to go ahead and pin this one and do this one first, because like I just want to be more careful with it. See, I took the pin off and then it slid off. Okay, so you want to make sure that you're sewing both sides and going straight to where that seam is. Pull my pin. Making sure those seams are there, lined up. So I'm doing it slowly. Usually I just go for it, but I'm trying to take my time. Because I want those seams to match. Somewhat. It's a little bit off. I tried. Okay, here we go. Now the next one. You see, I'm telling you, even when I go slow, I'm just not perfect with seams. Oh, this one doesn't have the seam on there, so you should be good to go. Or I should be good to go. You probably got the seam just right. Okay, so now I'm gonna make it down the middle and pin it and go out to the one side. And pin all the way down, and then go out to the other side and pin all the way down. So now we're going to do serge this one on, and you can do this with a stretch stitch as well. If you don't have a serger, that will work just fine. If you don't have a serger, I'm telling you, serger is the way to go. I love my serger. Such nice seams. Almost there. Come on. Trying to get that bottom to get out of the way. I don't want to pick it. And we're almost there. Okay. Now for the next step, I already did part of them. I did the front pockets. Oh, you know what? I sewed them on backwards. That's okay because they're going to be on the inside. So I'm going to do the bottom pockets, the other side pockets. Okay. And this time I'll hopefully do them right. So, if you're doing pockets, this is your next step. If you're not doing pockets, then you move on to the next step. But I have my pockets right here. And I'm grabbing my bottom piece because it tells me where to put my pocket. So I'm going to put that over and mark it. Here's my one pocket. And then it tells me over here, actually I need my middle piece as well. Yeah, that's right. Here's my middle piece. And I'm aligning that, and it tells me where my pocket is over here. So you just have to align it and then mark it where the pockets go. And you're going to line up the pockets right side on the fabric. Right sides together. And you always want the pocket facing down. So like, see where the curve is? You want that to be to the bottom because that's where your hand is going to go. So right side's down. You see, that's why I did it wrong on that one side because I didn't put it on right. Okay, well, ignore what I'm doing. It's right sides down. I'm going to have one pocket backwards. And that'll be fine because nobody will be able to see it until I poke it out. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and serge that on at the raw edge. Right sides down, facing down. And you know, I'm going to call that a unique design. And you know what I do? Because that's just the type of person I am. Whenever I wear it, I'll probably show all my friends. Look at my pocket. It's inside out. I don't know why I do that. I don't hide my flaws. I embrace them. It's like here is my edge of my fabric. And when I cut, I just left the edge of the fabric and I like that look. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and serge the side together. Now what we want to do is, I want to make sure we're doing the raw edges. I want to make sure that I'm meeting the lines, all the seams first. Because like I want them to match up. Like I said earlier, I'm not the best at matching up. So yeah. But I'm going to try. I'm going to try to go slowly and match up all my seams. So that's what I'm doing first. I'm matching up the seams and then I'm pinning the rest of it. I matched up the seams. Now the pockets. Here's my pocket, my wrong pocket. Here's my other pocket. And I'm meeting them up together. They're supposed to be right sides together, but this is my one wrong pocket. That's backwards. That's okay. And so these ones are wrong sides together, but like I said, if you do it right, unlike me, you will have right sides together pockets. And I'm pinning all the way around the pocket because I'm going to sew around the pocket. If you don't have pockets, you're just going to sew straight through. But since I have pockets, I go all the way around the pockets. Alright. Go ahead and sew this one and then I'll move on to the next one. To the other side. Okay, so carefully we're going around the pocket. Make sure you take the curve carefully so that you don't have any holes in your pocket. Okay, here we come at the part where we turn. And now Now make sure that you're following the seams. Now I'm going to do the same to the other side, mating the seams first so that they are even, so that they come together at the same time, at the same part. Here's my sleeve, and I did try to match my pattern somewhat this time. That's another thing I'm bad at. I don't usually match my patterns very well. I'm not very picky when it comes to things that I make. Okay. For myself. They say if I'm making it for somebody else, then I'm usually more picky. Like if I was making this for somebody else, I probably would have taken the pockets off and redid them so that they would be the right way. But since it's for me, then I just kept them that way. And call it a design. I meant to do it that way. That's what I want to say. I meant to do it that way. I just told you all guys it was a mistake, so we'll call it happen mistakes. Okay, here we go. I'm sewing up those edges, making sure they match up. Okay, we're almost to our pocket. We're gonna go around. Together. All right. So here we go. It's done. I'm gonna move on to my cuffs. It's coming along. Yes. All right, I'm gonna move on to my cuffs. So here they are, labeled, because I labeled everything because I was scared I was gonna mess up. Okay, so I'm gonna fold them. If you want to, you can go ahead and fold them down the middle long way so you can make that crease. Ah! I ran over my iron cord again. Fold them down the middle so you can steam that crease. Okay, so now I'm going to fold them long ways. And that's where I'm going to serge them together long ways. I am bad. I don't pin. I just make sure I'm careful. If it's something little like this, I am so bad at it. But I would pin it. Then I'm going to fold them right side out and meet those raw edges. I'm gonna go ahead and meet that seam right there. I'll cut that off because I'm gonna serge it onto my sleeve, so I don't need that. And go on this side, and then I'm gonna go over to the other side and meet it right there. Whoop. All the way around. And I'm gonna do the same thing for my other one. Raw edge out. There we go. Meet the seams. Just trimming them off since I won't need that. And then all the way around. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to grab my sleeve and I'm going to feed my sleeve in, my cuff in, and I'm going to match my raw edges. So here's my raw edge and my seam, and then I'm going to match them all the way around. So the right side of the sleeve is on the right side of the cuff. And if you want, you can quarter the sleeve for an easier match. One. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. I like to stick my hand in there and fit it. Okay, and I'm matching the raw edges. I always like to match the seams, obviously, so that they're continuous. Whoop. And then I'm going around matching. And pin. Just pinning it to the raw edge. These edges like to curl a little bit, so that's why I'm having a hard time. Come on, don't curl. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and serge that on. Keeping all the other things out of the way. There's one cuff, and I'm going to do the same to the other cuff. We're getting there, guys. I'm so excited. Coming to the most exciting part, the hood. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to my waistband. So here's my waistband. Oh, here it is. Okay, and I pinned it as well, just to make sure. Okay, so now you can steam it, fold it down the middle, right sides together, and steam it to give it a little crease, a memory crease. Okay, and here's the other one, memory crease. Okay, so now I'm going to open them up. I'm going to put it right sides together. I'm going to meet the raw edges at the bottom, at the sides. Sorry, not bottom, sides. So it'll be a continuous circle. Continuous circle. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and sew that up. Okay. Now I'm going to fold it up, wrong sides together like a hot dog, all the way. And make sure all my seams are together. Now this I want to quarter, so I'm going to find where that middle is, the front and the back. So I'll move those pins, so I'll fold it this way and I'll go out to one side. Oh, I was close. And mark it. This piggy went to mark it. And then we go to the other side. I was so close. And mark it. And I'll do the same thing for my bottom of my hood, making sure my pockets are out of the way so I don't surge my pockets onto my band. And clip a little bit and then clip a little bit on the other side as well. Okay, so now I'm going to insert, figure out where the back is. This is the back. So I'm going to insert this in and going to match up those quarter points. So my back right here, and then my sides right here, my front right over here, and then my other side. And now I'm going to go ahead and serge. Oh, that got bent down. Okay. Now I'll start on my back seam and go all the way around. Making sure the raw edges match. almost there. Ooh, did you see that? I almost just sewed my hand in there. Good. Okay, so it is done. I'm going to steam, and my iron turned off. So I'm gonna have to come back and steam it a little bit more when I'm done. Steam that front a little bit. Like I said, I might have to steam it a little bit more when I'm done. Okay, so here it is. It's almost done. Now we're gonna move on to our hood. Okay, so I've got my hood right here. Here's this is my outer, one of my outers. And I'm going to grab my pattern piece. And my pattern piece shows me where I'm going to put my little patches. Okay, so I've got an outline right there where my grommets are gonna go. So I'm gonna place it right where the outline is. And I'm gonna pin it. You have to have all your pieces handy, pattern pieces, so it can help you. Okay. Now I'm gonna go ahead and sew that patch on wrong side of my patch to the right side of my hood, my outer. This is my outer hood. So I'm sewing that on. And I am just using, you can use a stretch stitch. I am just using a straight stitch because I'm not planning on it stretching, so it should be fine. Or you can top stitch it. I'm going around it twice, doing like a double line. So if you top stitch and you just did a, that's fine. Almost there. Okay. All right, so here it is. I'm running over my pattern piece. I'm trimming the excess back here. And I've got back here, I'm going to go ahead and place my little piece of interfacing right on top of it to help with my grommet. And I am just giving it full steam. I know that there's different ways. You just follow your manufacturer's, what it tells you to do with your interfacing. So you would follow that. Okay, now my piece is attached, and that's where I'm going to put my grommet. So I've got my grommet here. And this is how my friend showed me to do it. So if you have a different way, you can just follow whatever it says on your little kit, whatever you bought, whatever it tells you to do. But I am marking my circle, and I'm marking it with a color that matches pretty much. So go away. I'm marking where my circle is gonna go. And your kit might come with a little thing to open the hole, but mine doesn't, so I'm just going to rip my own hole. So I just wanted to mark it, mark where my, how big my grommet is, so I can break a hole about the size. You know, if you have a better way of opening the hole, great. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fit my grommet in my little hole. Okay, so there's my grommet in there. And it's poking out the back. And I have this little piece right here that I'm put it on top. And you could do, you know, some of you have the the wrench or whatever. Oh, sorry. Then I'm going to put my washer in the back. And I'm going to put the little tool on top. And so I'm doing it with this kind of tool, but you can do it with, if you have the wrench or whatever it is called. There's different ways of doing it. Okay. Now I'm using a mallet. So make sure you have a sturdy surface. sure you're not hitting your hand or hitting your sewing machine. This is fun. Okay, and there it is. It's on. And I think I'm going to hit it just a couple more times because it's not all the way on. I'm just scared. I'm so scared. There we go. So now my grommet is on. That wasn't too hard, was it? Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing to the other side of the hood. And I already did, and I have no idea where I placed it. I thought I put it over here. Guys, do you see my hood? Where did I put my hood? Oh, here it is. So my other side of my hood is already done. And I did follow my picture on my pattern piece because they go different areas because it's going to be kind of side to the side. So now I'm going to put my two... this is my outer hood. I'm going to put it right sides together. Wasn't that fun? Getting that grommet in there? Get some, if you're frustrated about something, go get yourself some grommets. Put them in place. Just hammer the heck out of them. But yes, that's kind of fun. Okay, so now I'm attaching the outer hood together. So I placed it on top of each other, and now I'm going all the way around. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. All the way around. Almost there. I'm so afraid of the grommets, but that was actually pretty easy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to my liner, my inner. And I already did, if I can find it, I already sewed it together around the outer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and insert the hood liner. This is the liner. Inside, into the hood outer, right sides together. I always have to kind of make sure what it is that I'm doing. Okay, so here's my liner, my inside. This is my inner, this is my outer. I'm fitting the inner right into my outer. And I'm placing them right sides together. Go ahead and meet right here at the top. And then I'm going to go all the way down. And for that little patch, I just used the same fabric that I've used for my other side. But you could use vinyl. You can use whatever you'd like. A different color fabric. It's up to you. Alright, over to the other side. I couldn't decide if I wanted the flowers to be my outer or what. I just went with the most, what do you call it? Simple version, I guess. Alright, so now I'm going to go all the way around and serge them together. All right. Now I'm gonna turn it right side out. And fit my hood in there. And steam. Now you can, if you want to go ahead and top stitch, you can go ahead and do that all the way around. I like it when you can kind of see the purple poking out. So that's why I kind of move it out of the way when I steam it and make it come out. So you can see it. So you can go ahead and top stitch right there if you'd like. Okay, almost there. All right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and work on my cords and then we'll attach the hood. Now, I already made one of my cords, and the thing is, if you're making it yourself, you want to make you could cut a whole strip 30 inches by 1.5 inches, and then cut both after you put them together. You can cut them. One it will be 17 inches and one will be 13 inches. But I didn't have a straight long piece to cut the 30 inches off, so I just already cut them separately. So I've got my 17 inch and here's my 13 inch. And then I'm going to meet them right sides together like a hot dog, and I'm going to sew. And what I did on this one, and you can leave it raw if you want to, and you'll just sew a straight line, but I sewed at the end as well, so I can have it have like an ending notch, and I can still tie it and make it like a knot. You know how some hoodies had just like the little knot? More raw look. You can do that. It would help if I closed it. And I am just going all the way down. Since I didn't pin it, I gotta take my time and make sure that it's right. And now I'm gonna use my handy tool. Let me trim this right here so it's not a whole bunch of bulk. I'm gonna use my handy tool and turn it right side out. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it takes a little while. That other one did not want to turn. Just pulling it in to itself. But it doesn't want to. Come on. Almost there. Don't give me a hard time. Why do you do this to me? I don't know if I caught it on something. I think I did. Alright, here we go. There we go. There we go. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Did it fly off somewhere? I literally do not know where it went. Do you see it? Oh, that's funny. It flew off. Okay, so then I'm gonna use the same thing and just push it out here at the corners, at the end. Come on. Okay. And now I'm gonna steam it. There we go. So now I've got my two strips, whatever. And so now I'm going to, after I do that, I'm going to knot the cords inside the grommet. So I'm going to stick it inside the grommet. And I'm going to knot it because they're just pretend. Right here, they're just making sure that the knot is big enough that my cord is not going to come out. Okay, so if you want to do 2 knots, depending on how big. See, my grommet is pretty big because that's all I had, so I'm making a bigger knot. There we go. Okay, and now I'm gonna do the same to the other one. Where is it? Where are you? Here it is. Oh, I gotta make sure that the higher one This is my higher grommet. So I want to give my longer string to my higher grommet. If that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Okay, I'm knotting it so that it doesn't come out. There we go. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and attach our hood. And we're gonna find the back of our, the back and front of our hood so that we can attach it correctly. Here's my back, my front. Here's my back. And the overlap is gonna be 8 inches. So you get that nice like cowl feel on your neck. And ow. I don't have my ruler, but I have my tape measure, so I'm going to use my tape measure. Oh, here's my ruler. This goes up to 6, so we'll use this other ruler, my pink ruler. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and meet the back. Meet the back. And I'm going to pin it, and then I'm going to keep coming all the way around to the front. Here's my front, and since I'm going to overlap it 8 inches, I'm going to go ahead and meet the front and overlap, because then I'm going to just pull it a little bit to fit the size, making sure those cords are out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and measure that. Going out to the front. And pin. And pin. Now I'm going to pin quite a bit right here because I want to make sure that all my layers are going to be caught when I'm sewing the hood on. Because if you don't catch all your layers, then your hood will come apart. It won't look great. Okay, here comes my other part. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I was pinning it wrong. Okay, I want to go ahead and pin that first one around because that's going to be my front notch. My lower notch is going to be on the front, so you want that one on the front, and then the higher notch is going to be on the back, so you want that to overlap on the front. So you want to make sure that that one, the small one, is on first, if that makes sense. Go ahead and measure the overlapping. Okay, here we go. I don't want to overlap the top one, the high one, on top of my small one, on my lower one, and then it would cover it. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one. Measure that overlap, 8 inches of overlap, and make sure it's all pinned together. Like I said, I'm going to pin it a lot because this is going to be the hard part, is to get all the layers through my serger. So you want to make sure that they are pinned correctly. So pin it all the way to the raw edges, because you don't want it coming out. So this is what's gonna take a little bit of more time, is making sure you pin it all the way around and pin it very nicely so that, like I said, all the sides are, all the edges, the raw edges are together. Here we come to the front. Here's my hood. I want to make sure that all my edges are together. I want to make sure that all my edges are together. And that my overlap edges are really good. Here we are. So this is why I'm taking a little bit longer on this part. Making sure they're all together. It's better to take your time now than have to seam rip and do it over again. Right? Alright. So now that I'm all attached, I made sure I'm overlapped 8 inches. And here I go. I'm going to start at the back and I'm going to sew slowly, making sure, like I said, that all my pieces are together. Especially when you get to the front part where you have all your hood pieces. Slowly serging that on. Come on, hood, don't fall on me. There we are. Making sure all pieces are together. And removing the pins as you go, because I almost forgot about that pin right there. That would have been a disaster. Almost there. Moment of truth. Here it is. My hood is done. And I am so excited. Yay, guys, we can do a victory dance. I did grommets for the first time and we did our pattern and I'm so excited. I hope you had just as much fun as I did doing a couple new things. And if you have any questions, please post them below. Any questions about anything I did, I know sometimes it's kind of hard to see, but I hope I took my time and I hope that you saw it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had fun. I hope you make many more as I am. Post any questions, like, share, comment, subscribe if you've not subscribed. And we'd love to see all your makes over at Facebook or Instagram. So see you later, guys. Have a great day. Bye.